Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me.
Yeah, you don't want to F with me. And it's Me back in the building. What's up, y'all? Chee, I'm here. And I'm going to talk my talk about this presser because I'm always looking for something with my little magnifying glass. Like, yo, did you see that? Did you see a chink in the armor? Shout out to Eric Gomez, showing love right from the get. Yeah, I mean, got to hit him with the horn. Whoa, hit him with the song. Bam! I hit you with both, champ, just because you were primero. But a proper horn is always in play. And, yeah, man, Vergil Ortiz versus Michael Mckinson. Got it from the mud, Mckinson. I like the guy. He's a pretty decent fighter. You know, it's been kind of like behind the scene fighter in the sense that, you know, he's really been coming up the hard way. What is the hard way, right? What is the hard way, Doomy? What does that even mean? Well, if you really think about it, right, there's some fighters that, you know, right after their amateur career, they're basically thrown into the big stage, and Vergil Ortiz managed to do that. And I like how Mckinson mentioned that, you know, Vergil Ortiz is, I think, first or second fight. You know, he was actually in a Canelo undercard, I believe, and his first fight, or, you know, a pro fight, he was fighting in front of 500 people, and didn't get paid nada. So, yeah, you know, it's a contrast of roads to take. Shout out to Johnny Organez. I hope I ain't killing that, brother. Organez. Shout out to you, champion. So, interesting enough, there's more than just Vergil Ortiz versus Michael Mckinson that attracts the eye in this card. Again, you know, I really, really appreciate a good card, and the matchmakers did it again. Shout out to Golden Boy, Dazn, I guess, if any of the matchmaking was involved in from their side, but mainly for Vergil Ortiz and Michael Mckinson. And the Blair Cobbs, right? We got my man Blair Cobbs back in the building. I know y'all love to hate him. You know what I mean, you got to give him the applause. You know, he's right back in there with a guy that's pretty much. You know, I'm not going to say gave Vergil Ortiz a problem, but he definitely, you know, made Vergil Ortiz step up. And we all know Maurice Hooker has always had a good camp, good group around him. And the boy can fight. So Blair Cobbs coming back to a fight with Maurice Hooker is a testament, I think, that we need to take for Blair Cobbs. He's not just a woo, wah, woo. You know what I'm saying? He's not just that guy. He's he plays, I guess he plays that role every once in a while. But today it was a different feel from Blair the Cobbs. He was very composed, very well spoken, as I always knew he was. But he's a great marketer, you know, for his brand. So I can always appreciate the woohoo. You know what I mean? It definitely gets you riled up. But this time around, it was a different feel, I believe. I think he has a lot of respect for Maurice Hooker. I believe that he understands that he has a fight in front of him that is not going to be easy. Surprisingly enough, for Maurice Hooker, I was believing that Maurice Hooker was going to be the taller man for some reason. I don't know why I had Maurice Hooker in my mind as this, you know, taller fighter in that division. But he was able to, who's that? Antonio Luna, and I ain't pulling out. Quote. So, yeah, Maurice Hooker definitely was, you know, in chill mode as well. I think there's mutual respect for these two. Even after the face-off, they shaked hands. They said something to each other. I would have liked to have heard what was said, but from the body language, I could kind of see that it was something that, was a respectful tone after the handshake. And who else is on this? Listen, guys, I'll be honest with you. Bektemir Melkuziev versus Sladan Janjanin, super middleweight fight. I'm familiar with Bektemir, of course, not so much with Sladan. Forgive Doomy, he's been off a little bit, but I couldn't get too much of the presser from these two guys. Obviously, the translators that were really needed weren't in place there. I don't know if maybe one of the guys from the camp was, trying to translate things. It could have been anything, right? I don't know exactly. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know exactly what was said really, other than my man who was doing the translation. I don't even know his name. I don't remember actually seeing him. Maybe like I said, I haven't been tuned in, but the host of the whole show was pretty cool. It's funny. He tried to make joke of it, but obviously we wanted to hear from the fighters, so it would be appreciated in the future if there was some detail to that matter. I know that investing in the undercard is not a prime thing for any promotion, but a translator to get these guys talking and familiarized with the American public, being as though they're from Eastern European countries that, we just don't understand the language. And we want to get to know these guys, especially Bektemir Melkuziev. And, get their actual presence in the United States going. That's how you do it. Translators. You need translators, guys. So next time I would like to see a translator. Yeah. Shout out to Antonio saying that, and I ain't pulling out. That's a Blair Cobb quote. My son's coach's camp has been sparring with Vergil Ortiz in Long Beach. Okay, shout out to Antonio, and shout out to your son. Hope that he has much success in the route that he's taken as a boxer. So that's what's up. Can appreciate that. You got Marlene Esparza. Now, you got Alex Martin versus Hank Lundy. I'll get to that. But, the co-main is a championship fight, against a tough gal in Eva Guzman, a Venezuelan girl who exudes nothing but toughness, if you ask me. I mean, the girl looks fucking tough, She looked like she was physically ready. She was actually shorter than Marlene. Marlene's full of the golden medals around, her waist, her arms, wearing her belts proudly. She's only had one loss, to Ceniza Estrada. And who knows if that ever gets revisited. I know Ceniza's back down at the one-weight division below that fight that she took on Marlene Esparza. But anyway, I digress. Let's concentrate on Eva Guzman. Marlene Esparza is putting her belt on the line. WBC, WBA, ring title magazine. Ring title or ring title championship. I know there's a third belt that she's definitely putting on the line. So women's boxing, it continues to grow. I can't remember in the early 90s, growing up watching boxing and seeing any major cards being promoted for women, and it just keeps getting better, and the fights keep getting better. We never used to see knockouts. We're seeing knockouts. We're seeing a lot of good in women's boxing, and they're representing the sport as a whole. It's transitioning over to women's boxing is always women's boxing. No, it's boxing. It's like, yeah, it's women's boxing. We recognize it, but it's they're doing just as good as the guys in attraction and exciting fights. So looking forward to see the Marlene Esparza fight. Marlene seemed very happy. She didn't, to me, seemed too worried at all. She's been doing it for a long time. Everybody has the real, emotion or the way they react in these pressers before fights. I know it could get a little antsy. I know that for Eva Guzman, she was showing like she wanted to just go in right there. She wanted to fight. She was ready to get it in. She was looking at her hard. I was like, damn. I mean, if looks could speak words, I mean, she was like grilling Marlene.
Fuck you, you hoe.
And I didn't, that's not me saying that. I'm just saying, like, Marlene was looking at her like, I don't give a shit who you are, how many belts you got. And I like the correction that Eva Guzman made with the announcer that was there hosting the press conference. She corrected him, and saying that, like, I've been champion already. I've had 3 other championships. And, I know what it takes. So I like that about Eva. Well-spoken. Not showing any backing down. Venezuelan boxing. Shout out to Venezuelan boxing, matter of fact. You got some good females coming out of Venezuela, good fighters. I think that, the Venezuelan boxing as a whole, has been around for a while. There's a lot of orgullo and pride, for Venezuelan boxing. So she's going to be representing her country. I'll spin it back around again just to get a little more coverage on Maurice Hooker and Blair Cobbs. What do you guys think? I know I'm looking at the chat right now. Antonio Luna says, Doomy, if Ortiz gets past McKinson, does he challenge Spence, Bud, or go after Ennis? Well, it's just been announced that this is a title eliminator. So this is a title eliminator bout for the WBA. And Vergil Ortiz is going to be obviously gun-and-ho for this one, man. They mentioned it at the final presser. They actually talked about it. And both fighters, McKinson said it was the cherry on top of the cake. Vergil Ortiz said the same. He's excited about that. He's in prime position for a guy like Spence and T-Bud. Antonio, whether or not he's ready, many will argue he's still too fresh. He's this, that, and the third. When was it too early for Mayweather to get a shot? When was it too early for Teofimo Lopez to get a shot? Where was it? When is it too early for these young fighters? The young fighters keep breaking the cookie cutter mentality that you got to have all these fights in order to get an opportunity. If you're running through your competition the way these top guys are, like Shakur Stevenson and a few others, if you're running through them, and they're showing you they're ready for the top of the cream of the crop, then they're ready. Which one of the champions? Who's holding the WBA title right now? That Vergil, is going to have to go see. And shout out to everybody tuning in, man. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Get me to that 1,000 subscribers so that I can go ahead and monetize this channel, man, and get some coin for it. Doomatron's been here for a while. And I would like to get the other perks that you get also that I'll be able to do more for you guys, like open up the community pages and be able to communicate with you guys a lot more in other ways. And, of course, memberships and all that other stuff. We'll get there time and time. Doomy's done it before. So, yeah, man, tell a friend to tell a friend if you like what you're hearing. But as I pull in the rankings right now and you look at the WBA title, you see that it is Earl, Terrence has a WBO, so it's really Earl, man. It's Errol Spence Jr. But we got some things going on before that. I'm pretty sure Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford is what the people want to see. Which way we go, we don't know. Again, we're just covering it's a quick hitter, with your boy Doomatron, man. And I figured I'd ask you guys too, which I'll probably ask it in the polls because that's where I should be asking these questions, right? Gonna ask a question. The question is, what is it that Vergil Ortiz needs to do in order to be victorious against McKinson? I don't know if my UK brethren are tuning in with me right now. Who knows more about McKinson? I haven't watched much of his fights, obviously. Doomy's been a little off, but McKinson is a guy that snuck in through the back door, right? Got it through the mud. You didn't see him on the full stage. Boom, he's here. And he's at the press conference saying that he's cut from a different cloth. I like his attitude. I saw some of the highlights, not going to lie to you. He moves around pretty good. So question is, What does Ortiz need to do in order to win this fight? Now, when I asked this question, I obviously, with a grain of salt, there's a million things that he would have to do, right? But I said, according to the style that McKinson has, what does Ortiz need to do in order to win this fight? So I'll put up the poll right now, and hopefully some of you guys go ahead and give me your insights. What does he need to do? Because personally, my personal opinion right now, in order for Vergil Ortiz to win this fight, he has to maintain discipline. He's got to be calculated in his attacks. A guy like McKinson with as much movement as he has, you don't want to be missing a lot. You don't want to be missing too much. You don't want to fall into any counters. So one thing for sure, Vergil Ortiz has always shown me discipline. It's not like I'm worried for the kid. He's always shown discipline, and he's always showed very, very brutal, controlled aggression. So, I'm not worried about the style. I think that, again, Ortiz is very mature in his own style for his age, and I don't see him making much mistakes. So as long as Vergil Ortiz stayed calculated and controlled in his attacks, and obviously, most importantly for this fight, I believe for him to have an easier fight, not an easy, but an easier fight, he's going to have to really, really get a grip on the range and timing for McKinson, since he moves so much. I think if he's able to do that, he'll be able to time some good shots and really start to hurt McKinson as he does his other opponents. So I'll let that poll fly up there for a little bit, man. I'll go ahead and ask that same question for McKinson. But in the meantime, I'll go overhead again and look at the rest of the card. And again, it was Maurice Hooker and Blair Cobbs that I'm interested as well. It's going to be a good fight. I think that Blair Cobbs, I've always been a fan of Blair Cobbs, Like I said, I like the woohoo and all that shit, you know what I mean? I like it. But he's got his hands full with Maurice Hooker. What does Blair Cobbs need to do? They're both coming off of some, hard losses. Alexis Rocha really, really hurt Blair Cobbs. Now, you can't really compare one fight. I'm ready to say, okay, this is going to happen in this fight. But I definitely think that Blair Cobbs just needs to be more calculated, play a boxer a lot more in this fight, and really try to solidify a unanimous decision win. I think that he showed discipline in the presser. I think he'll show discipline in the ring. So I think that's what Blair Cobbs has to do: maintain discipline, play the boxer puncher, not be afraid to play the back foot, and pick his pockets. And when he wants to go, all out with these combination punching that he sometimes gets into. We'll go ahead and skip. I have no idea what the producer, a.k.a. I have no idea what happened. All right, cool. All right, guys, this is the Alex Doomsday Linus channel. This is just a quick hitter with me overlooking the press conference. Vergil Ortiz. If you we'll get into the more about the picks after the weigh-ins tomorrow. Tune in with me. I'll be covering the weigh-in. I didn't cover the press conference today. I had some things to do, so I apologize for that. But nonetheless, I'm here, letting you guys know whatever I feel I picked up on this final presser. So stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll go ahead and take a look how these fighters look at the weigh-ins. Vergil Ortiz, it seemed like his weight cut was okay. He seemed full of energy at the press conference, so I'm not going to look too much into it. He's a big guy, he's a big kid. I think that, he has to be very smart in the way he cuts his weight, so his body doesn't feel sick and he doesn't feel weak when it comes into rehydration. So I hope that he's, for the most part, taking care of that. And McKinson seems, nonetheless, even though he's the underdog, he's coming from afar. He seems very confident. So I didn't see too much on what I could pick up as far as him, being on a weight cut or anything like that. So Marlena Esparza was all smiles. Eva Guzman, she was serious as fudge, man. Shit. Back to Mia Melkuziev again. Damn Dazn, Golden Boy. Come on, champs. You guys are better than that. Get some real translators up there. Start to really get this western side of this hemisphere familiarized with these Eastern European countries. And, those viewerships. Stop playing games. You failed. Alex Martin versus Hank Lundy. I didn't even see them on this presser. Or I might have missed them. I don't know. But it'll be good to see Hank Lundy in there again. As always, I'm a fan. Till next time, guys, this is the Doomatron. Covering it real quick for y'all, man. If you like, leave any comments in the comment section. If you got anything to say, go back and forth with the kid. Let me know. And I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get to this 1,000, bro. Get Doomatron to the 1,000. I appreciate y'all. I'm out of here. Chill. Chill, champ. Chill.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me.